My name's Cory Schmitt. I'm with Drexel University. I'm the Director of Learning Technologies at Drexel University. And actually, I want to point out that we have our Director of Teacher Education Programs for the School of Education with us, Dr. Sarah Ulrich. And we also have Catherine Pitschke from Drexel Online, Drexel e-learning with us. So if you have any questions afterwards, I'll have both of their contact information up here. So I feel it necessary to give a brief background on what my team at Drexel University does. My team is referred to as the Learning Technologies Group, and we're responsible for the development of all the online coursework at Goodwin College, which includes the School of Education. Roughly 75% of our students are online, but we also assist with integration of technology into face-to-face environments and blended learning environments as well. So I'm going to skip through these first few slides really quickly. Currently, we're offering over 300 courses per quarter, or we're supporting over 300 courses per quarter, and that's year-round, 4 quarters a year. So we've got major responsibility. But within those 300 online courses, we try and integrate multimedia technology as much as possible. We work directly with the faculty members to decide what types of learning activities will go into the online coursework or into a blended learning environment, and we will develop activities based on the subject matter. So we do have 20 plus online degree programs. As I mentioned, over 300 online courses, students from all around the globe, and our students have multiple learning styles, and we try to address that through the integration of technology. This is the Learning Technologies team here. You can see we've got, I guess, 15 full-time employees now. So we have Judy Gearing, who's my right-hand lady. She's our Associate Director of Online Learning, and she manages a group of instructional designers that work with the faculty members. We also have a Student Support Services Coordinator. We handle all of our student support for our online students and our face-to-face students. And then we have a Mobile Learning Coordinator, a Video Production Manager, Interactive Designer, an Assistant Director for Learning Technologies, and a Virtual Learning Coordinator. And as I mentioned, our main responsibility is instructional design for all the online coursework, but we do a lot of these other things as well. We collaborate with people all across the city, all across Drexel University, U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, any number of different partnerships. I'm going to skip over these guys for now and get right to the heart of what I want to talk about today. And these 3 topic areas, professional growth for teachers, informal education, and K-12 student-directed learning, are all things that we focus on at Drexel University School of Education. So without further ado, I'm going to start with talking about the mobile resource portals. Mobile resource portals we've developed in cooperation with the program directors of each of our online programs. And these mobile resource portals actually are linked from each of the online courses that we offer. So, for instance, today is our mobile resource portal for teacher education. And this is Dr. Ulrich's program. We work directly with the program director and the advisors for the teacher education program to design a resource portal that students not only can access on the web, but they can access via any mobile device. So students in the teacher education program have access to a wealth of resources here, and I'll just scroll down. Basically, this was developed in WordPress, which is actually free if you want to develop in WordPress. We have the for-pay version. But what you see here is the advisor for the program actually posting announcements as if it were a blog. It is a blog tool. Posting announcements to the students to keep them up to date on curriculum, changes in curriculum, add drop periods, new job opportunities. You can see this last post was actually posted 19 hours ago. And the advisor for this program is very involved. She's constantly keeping this updated. Since we launched this in December 2010, we've had over 82,000 click-throughs on this site. and that's absent any administrative going in and clicking and checking it out. It automatically deducts that from the tallies. What I want to do is get down to here. We have a page of archives. We've got information about the teacher certification, pre-K through 4, post-baccalaureate. And if I go up, scroll up again, we've got all sorts of links here on the left-hand side that may be of interest to our students. Praxis information, PA Department of Education, how to get around Philly. So the students in the teacher education program actually utilize this resource a lot, and they can access it whether they have an Android, an iPhone, or they're sitting at their desk participating in their online coursework, and they have a quick question. They can hop into this resource portal. Now we have about 20 of these launched for each of our programs in the School of Education at Drexel. If I go back here, I'm going to move on. And one of the courses in the teacher education program is a multimedia and instructional design, EDUC 325, 525, undergraduate level, graduate level. And the students in this class are required to produce multimedia, 3 key components of media. It's video, animation, and audio recording. So throughout this project-based class, students form teams, they pick a project, and then they develop a multimedia project based on what their subject matter interests are or expertise is in, and they develop these multimedia projects. So I wanted to share this one. This is one of the most recent ones from the past 2 weeks. These students finished it, and it's called From Twain's Brain. And basically the students wanted to come up with a place where teachers could actually access pre-designed lesson plans for integrating Mark Twain's work into the classroom. Their target audience for this was students in grades 9 and 10. And what they wanted to do was actually make it as if Mark Twain was still alive today, and he had a Facebook page and a Twitter page. So you can see the 2 icons there for Facebook and Twitter. If I scroll down a little bit, you can see they've developed all these other pages about me, Mark Twain's works, his letters, and then you can find assignments that teachers can use in the classroom directly from this page. So I'm just going to click around here real quick and go to the About Me page. And this is really Mark Twain. It's all developed from the perspective of Mark Twain. And you know, he's got this letter here to the people who might be interested in the site. But I wanted to share their animation for this was his signature. And there it is. All right. It's actually a lot harder to do than it looks, especially for students in a teacher education program that aren't multimedia developers. So I know one of the students spent a lot of time and consulted a number of other experts on how to develop that. But that's not really the key component of this site. If we go into My Works here, basically you see a list of all his different works, so if students have questions about what he actually wrote. We've got letters here that he wrote to various organizations and friends and colleagues. I'm going to give this a second to load because they actually recorded audio for this as if they were Mark Twain. They read the letter in you know, like an old school voice. I don't know. But it's going to take a second for the audio to load on the Wi-Fi here, and I just wanted to play one of those for you guys. It's very interesting how they integrated the audio component. Under the assignments, which hopefully I'll get to after this loads, they have 3 different lesson plans to include this into the classroom. So one of the lesson plans requires that they access Mark Twain's Facebook page and post comments about one of his works that they read. And another one is that they access his Twitter feed and start a discussion back and forth with other students that may be participating in this project. But what I find it very interesting about this is it doesn't have to be Mark Twain. It could be Shakespeare. It could be any number of literary authors throughout time. So the students in this class are actually thinking about potentially offering this to other people as a free or if they can make money off it somehow. It's very well designed. They put a lot of effort into it, and it was one of the best projects that I've had come out of this class in the 4 years that I've been co-instructing it. So it's very interesting. I'll just pop over. I guess this isn't going to load. I'll pop over to the assignments so I can share that with you. So you can see here, it says, as you explore my website, gather information about my life, use a PowerPoint template to create a timeline featuring 6 major events from my life. So they actually include a template PowerPoint where students can create a timeline. On my Facebook page, respond to one of my posts. Your answer should include, the following. Use the critical review presented on the My Works page to help guide your critical review of one of my works. So, this is actually a working website. Teachers could access this now and integrate it into the classroom. But I'm excited to see if they offer it to other teachers and how other teachers might integrate that into their classroom, or do, like as I said, from Shakespeare's brain. Moving on to some informal education, actually something that's near and dear to my heart, a partnership that I helped create when I came to Drexel, is our partnership with the National Constitution Center right down the street here. If you guys are in town, get a chance, stop down, take one of the iPod tours, tell them I sent you, you'll get the iPod tour for free. We've been working with the Constitution Center for 5 years, and we've developed about 10 iPod tours for them. Traditionally, an audio tour, based tour, you have these headsets you got to walk around with. Well, we made it into an iPod tour, and we've done everything from their main exhibit hall to the First Ladies exhibit, the Baseball Hall of Fame exhibit, Freedom, I can't even name all of them, Diana exhibit. But what we do is we include audio and video throughout these, and in one case we included a game for kids. It was geared towards children in grades 3 through 8, and this iPod tour was about the history of executive power in the United States. So it was the Oval Office tour, but it had a Mission Impossible theme to it. So I'm going to, if the Wi-Fi works out properly, I'm going to play a snippet of what that tour looks like.
The most exciting installment of the iPod tours utilizes the National Constitution Center's main exhibit hall as Mission Impossible. The Oval Office tour was developed for students in grades 3 to 8 to learn about the United States history of executive power. Student agents receive missions and clues from an animated character appearing as their contact at mission headquarters. The student agents research and answers to her clues decide whether they will complete their mission before the enemy does and find the original location of the presidential house. Other tours include the Baseball Hall of Fame's Baseball as America, the First Ladies exhibit from the Smithsonian, and the Center's own We the People and most recent Ancient Rome in America. Elsewhere in Drexel's Goodwin College, the sport and hospitality management students have been making innovative use of the iPod.
I'm just going to let this play.
These students have been conducting spectator surveys at local and national sporting events using iPod touches in lieu of traditional paper surveys. In the last year, the students have canvassed participants at the Women's U.S. Open Golf Championship, NASCAR Pocono 500 Raceway, and several Philadelphia Eagles games. Once each survey is complete, the data is immediately uploaded to an online resource where the data is automatically compiled and analysis can begin.
Also at the Constitution Center, we've produced their virtual field trips. I think we produced our first one on September 17th, which is Constitution Day in 2009. And what we did was we hosted this in Adobe Connect, which is a web conferencing software, if you're familiar with that. And we broadcast it. They invited schools up and down the East Coast to participate. We had 93 schools up and down the East Coast across, I think it was 15 different states. And within each of those sites that were connected, there were at least, from what we can tell, 20 students in each classroom. So we believe that in the end we reached over 1,000 students via this 1.5 hour broadcast from the Constitution Center in their Signers Hall exhibit, which if you've been to the Constitution Center, they have all the statues of the signers and dissenters of the Constitution. Students were able to chat their questions back to the presenter in real time and learn about each of the signers of the Constitution. Moving on. We have a number of partnerships and relationships with schools throughout the Philadelphia area, charter schools, the school district of Philadelphia. One that I'm more intimately involved with is our partnership with the Science Leadership Academy. Their ILP program, their Individualized Learning Program, is with students. Basically, the students get to choose like a co-op of sorts that they get to go out on in their junior and senior year. We've been participating in this for the past 5 years, and basically it's a student mentoring program. Students from the Science Leadership Academy come and shadow team members on my staff, the Learning Technologies staff. So if they're interested in graphics and animation, they'll shadow the person on my staff who's responsible for that. If they're interested in video production, they'll shadow the person who's responsible for that. In the past, we've had, up to 9 students that would actually come in every Wednesday for about 2 hours over the course of the academic year. I think it's like 18 weeks, and they shadow our staff, but they're also required to come up with a portfolio for the end of the program for that year, and then they have to present it not only to us, but at their school, at the Science Leadership Academy. This particular year, all the students, the 5 students that we have involved, all were interested in video production. So we tailored the program just to focus on video production. And so the students have been working on their own videos under the leadership of my video production manager. One last thing I want to mention, we do a similar thing with University City High School. During the summer, over the course of 5 weeks, we have students come down for, I believe it's 2 hours a day for Monday through Thursday. And again, we mentor them in the in multimedia production. So last year we had them produce a public service announcement about bullying. And so they produced everything in the video. I'm not going to share it with you because I think we're out of time. But they produced everything in the video. And of course it was a PSA. So they were trying to make a difference. And obviously bullying is a very hot topic, especially in Philadelphia, but I know across the nation. So if we do that again, we're going to continue with the PSA production and have the students be able to pick their own topic. But I think that's everything that I want to cover today. Does anybody have any questions, concerns, comments?